Hello and welcome to CHFT's Physiotherapy Reactivation class. CHFT's Reactivation class. The class should take 30 to 40 minutes, including a warm-up and cool-down. Each exercise lasting up to 2 minutes with a rest in between. You will see exercise being demonstrated at lower and higher levels. You should work at a level that's comfortable but challenging for yourself and aim to do this 2 to 3 times weekly. For the class, you'll need floor space just larger than an exercise mat or a bed, a chair, clear wall or door space, small hand towel, water to hand. Music is optional but recommended. For higher level progressions, we may advise using a weight or an exercise band. Bone variations may include a backpack with tins of beans and a pair of looped up tights. The exercises shouldn't flare your pain but should cause muscular ache. If there are any issues with the exercises, you need to let us know, we can always tweak them. We recommend the use of heat or ice and to remain active if experiencing DOMS. Risk disclaimer, you should understand that when participating in any exercise there is a risk of possible physical injury. If you engage in any of the exercises, you agree that you do so at your own risk, are voluntarily participating in these activities, assume all risk of injury to yourself, and agree to release and discharge Calderley and Huddersfield Foundation Trust from any and all claims or causes of action, known or unknown. In terms of contacting us, if you're a current patient have any queries, please contact the department to speak with your physiotherapist. If you are not currently a patient in our service and you feel you have any questions or concern that would warrant a referral, please speak to your GP. First exercise we're going to do as part of our reactivation warm-up is marching on the spot. Marching with both feet, nice and gently, not lifting those knees too high, just starting to get that blood flow going around the body. Looking straight forward, swinging the arms in time with the legs, small steps, and gradually getting quicker as you feel able to. Our second exercise is very similar. We're going to be high knee marching this time. So now we have your legs moving more. Let's try and lift those knees a little bit higher, gently towards the ceiling, swinging the opposite arm with the opposite leg. Just lift as high as you feel able to. Remember not to overdo it. We're still warming up at this stage and we're preparing ourselves for the exercises to come. Our next warm-up exercise is heel to bum kicks. Hands over the bottom, bending the knees, taking the heels towards the bottom. Go at the pace that you feel comfortable at, not pushing into discomfort or pain. Try and get into a nice rhythm.
We're now going to move on to a little bit of neck mobility, so relaxing everything, taking the chin down to the chest, lifting the chin up towards the ceiling in a nice gentle rhythmical fashion, not pushing into pain or discomfort, just warming up the neck at this point. Repeat that a few times. We're now going to change up to start looking over the right and the left shoulders, one after another, gently pushing towards that end point so that we can see to the corners of the room. We're now going to side flex the neck left and right so that we're taking our ears over our shoulders. You won't experience an awful lot of movement in this direction, but it's an important movement to warm up and practice. Forwards shoulder rolls are our next warm-up exercises, taking the shoulders together in a forwards and rounded motion, drawing the shoulder blades back together and round and forwards, nice and slowly. We're now going to change it up and move in the opposite direction, so we're now going to go backwards. Same movement, just in reverse. Bringing the shoulders forwards, up and round, squeezing the shoulder blades back, pulling them down, up and round. Shoulder shrugs is our next exercise. Both together, lifting the shoulders up towards the ceiling and towards your ears, and then slowly letting them drop down, pulling the shoulder blades back down towards your back pockets. Repeating that, lifting the shoulders up, pulling all the way down towards the ground. Moving down to our backs now, side flexing our lumbar spine to the right first and then down to the left. So we're keeping our legs nice and straight. We're moving in the middle of our bodies, running that hand down towards the knee and then down to the opposite knee. Again, with all these exercises, pushing into discomfort slightly, but not into pain. Remember, we're just warming up, getting everything oiled up, ready for exercise. For this next exercise, we're going to need to use a chair, so feel free to pause this and grab one. A dining room chair normally works really well. Sit forwards and to the front of it with your feet hip width apart, sitting tall, prepared for the exercise. Now that we are seated, fold our hands across your chest so they're on the opposite shoulder, then slowly twisting around from side to side, left to right, right to left, letting the head and the chest follow the body around from side to side, pushing towards discomfort but not into pain, trying to open up some of those rotational movements in our backs. Our final warm-up exercise is still seated in the same position, running our hands down the thighs, letting the chin fall towards the chest, down towards the ankles, and rolling that spine forwards to open up that spine. As we come back up now, pulling the hand back towards the thighs, sitting up tall, lifting that chin, rolling down and through that movement, hands down the shins towards the feet. Hold that stretch just slightly, then come back up to the top, relaxing those shoulders down and lifting that chin again. Seated high knee marching now. Sat on a chair, lifting those knees up as high as we can, left and right in a rhythmical fashion. Keeping our bodies nice and still, we can rest the hands on the side of the chair, lifting those knees up as far as we feel comfortable to do. If you want an added challenge, you can sit forwards on the chair, taking your back off the backrest, trying to use your tummy muscles to stabilize the middle of your body as you lift the legs. Keep going, this is really good, well done. Keep lifting those legs. Push into discomfort. We want to feel that exertion, but not be pushing into pain. Keep going, this is really good. Sit to stand now, sitting at the front of the chair, feet hip width apart, standing up tall, arms folded across your chest, driving those hips up and then slowly returning back down. Ensure that when you're sitting down, you're going to reach the chair and you've not moved forwards at all. The slower we can do this movement, the better for strengthening. For those needing more of a challenge, focus your attention on the right hand side of the screen and you'll see that he's holding a weight. You can use anything around the house, from a tin of beans, bottle of water, anything you have to hand, to add a little bit of extra resistance to make this exercise a little bit harder. We can aim to try and make the descent of the movement slower and try and even hold in the middle. So we would be hovering in the downwards phase of the movement before we sit on the chair to get extra work out of our legs. Keep going, this is really good. Well done. As always, you can use a standard dining room chair for this. A firm sofa works well also. For this next exercise, we're going to use a chair again. So turn it round so you can use the back of the chair with your fingers rested on the back for a balance. Feet hip width apart. calf raises now, using our fingertips to rest on a surface for balance. Lift those heels up into the air, hold for 2, and then slowly return to neutral. On the left of the screen is level 1, and on the right of the screen is level 2. Level 2 being single-footed. Make sure we're lifting right to the top of our range of movement, feeling that calf squeeze behind the leg, and slowly returning back to neutral, trying to aim to go upwards rather than forwards. We've now swapped over onto the opposite foot on level 2. So lift 1, 2, down, 1, 2, down. Again, focus on going upwards. We're changing over on level 2. 1, 2, down. Lift 1, 2, down. If you need to take a break during this exercise, that's fine. It's normal to develop some muscle soreness from the exertion. Lift 1, 2, down. Level 2, final change. 1, 2, down. The side step exercise, initially focusing on the left hand side of the screen, using the fingertips for a bit of balance at the back of a chair or wall, standing on one leg, lifting your leg straight out to the side, keeping the toes point forward the whole way through the movement. We're going to repeat this and change twice on each leg. This is working our glute muscles and our tummy muscles as we try and stabilize our center and move the leg. We've now changed over onto the other side, repeating the exercise, lifting the leg out like a pendulum, keeping our standing leg nice and straight. For those needing more of a challenge, we're focusing on the right hand side of the screen in what we call our crab walk or space invader exercise. You can do this with or without a TheraBand around the thighs. We're squatting into each step, trying to keep the feet facing nice and forwards. You can do this over a space of a couple of steps, or if you've got a longer hallway, you can do it in there. You can choose how deep to dip your squat. If you need to just sidestep with the band or without the band, that is also fine. You should feel this exercise working our tummy and bum muscles. Having your hands out in front of you and often clasped together can help to center your body so that you move as one and don't rock side to side. Go at a nice gentle pace. Keep this up, it's really good, well done. For this next exercise, you're going to need to stand facing a wall with your hands wider than your shoulders. Wall press now. Hands on the wall, nice and wide, lowering your body in towards the wall and gently pushing out. If you need to take some pressure off your wrist, you can use a fist. Just turn away any rings with gems on into the middle, pushing away and off the wall. We're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together on the downwards movement and pull them out and apart on the upwards movement. For those needing an added challenge, on the right hand side of the screen, you can see that he's using a narrower base to support at his feet. We can also hold for longer and dip further. Try and let the whole body move in together so that the feet stay on the floor. Gently lowering in towards the wall. Keep that chin tucked so we have a nice long neck and long spine, keeping the tummy and core muscles engaged. Well done, you're doing really well. Bringing the hands into a narrower position can also make this exercise more difficult, but stick at a level that's working well for you. Wall press with your back flat against the wall and feet hip width apart, lowering your bottom down towards the floor to the height of a chair. So we're only bending those knees to 90 degrees. We can have a little hold at this point and then return pushing down through the floor so that our bodies move back up the wall towards the ceiling in the start position. We're going to try and keep those knees over our toes and in line with our feet. Focusing your attention on the right hand side of the screen for those who need more of a challenge. Again, we can use a small hand weight. We can adapt this exercise so that we have a lower dip if you're able to get back up. You can have a longer hold. We're trying to keep our backs flat against the wall by engaging our tummy muscles. Well done, keep going. So again, not going any lower than the sort of the depth of a chair, so 90 degrees on knee bend. You can run your hands down the wall to feel more sensation, or keep them in front of you. Well done, last 30 seconds. Keep that rhythm up, good work. For this next exercise, you're going to need to lay on your back. You can use a yoga mat or a bed or a floor, whichever works best for you. Make sure that your head is supported, your body is nice and straight, and your feet are hip width apart with your knees separated and your knees bent. With your head supported and your feet hip width apart, clench your bum muscles and lift your bum up into the air, holding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly returning back down to neutral. Reset, come back up to the top, clenching our bum and glute muscles, drawing in our tummy muscles, and then lowering back down towards the ground. If we can incorporate a tilt of the pelvis to squash the back into the floor, and lifting up to the top. 3, 4, 5, and down. Repeat this. For those who need to be pushed a little bit more to work harder, you can see that on the right of the screen, he is using a weight across his tummy to add a little bit more resistance other than gravity to this movement. Again, longer holds than 5 seconds can be used to make this harder. Keep breathing whilst you're doing this exercise. Resist the temptation to hold your breath. We're drawing in the tummy muscles and clenching our bum muscles to drive our hips up in the air. Just lift as high as you feel comfortable to. For this next exercise, you're going to need to be lay on your side. Pick one side and then we will rotate to the other side for the next part of the exercise. Keeping your hips stacked one on top of another, lay perfectly on your side. Sideline hip abduction now, lying on your side, lifting your top leg up with your hips stacked on top of each other in a scissor-like motion. We're going to use the arm to keep ourselves nice and steady on the top. Slow rhythmical movement. You can put a slight bend in your knee if you need to take a bit of pressure from the back of your leg off. You should feel this working in your bum muscles. For those who need more of a challenge, doing the same exercise but instead of lifting up and down, going round and round in small circles with the foot as if we're drawing circles in the air. Keeping the knee nice and straight, so it's a long levered leg, going round in a clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. You can mix it up. And stop and return to the middle.
Now roll over to your other side to work the opposite leg. Side lying hip abduction. We're going to lie on the side with the arm outstretched and a towel in between the head and the arm to support the head. Using the opposite arm to support us on the floor, lift the leg up in the air, just aiming to clear the height of the hip at least, and then bringing that straight leg back down to meet the other ankle. This will be strengthening our gluteal muscles in our buttocks, and we should repeat this movement in a slow and controlled manner. You can see a higher level where we aren't stabilizing with the hand, we're just holding it on the hip, and then the leg as it is raised is drawing round in circles with a big long lever like we're drawing around the clock face.
With your knees bent and feet hip width apart, pull your knees towards your chest as seen on the left of the screen with one knee, or if you're able to, with both knees as on the right of the screen. Gently repeating these, and we're using this to gently flex our backs, relax some of those muscles. Nice gentle movement back and forth. Small hold at the end of each for a slight stretch. Next, we're going to move our feet together and gently let them rock side to side, keeping those knees together, gently rotating through the back from side to side. You can use your hands gently to stabilize yourself and draw in through those tummy muscles. We're using this as a bit of gentle relaxation, gently repeating that left and right as far as you feel comfortable to go. Stretching our hamstrings now, bring your knee towards your chest, place your hands behind your knee, gently straightening your knee until you feel a stretch behind the knee and at the back of the thigh. Gently stretching that, not pushing into pain, only discomfort, keeping the toes pointed. We're going to hold this stretch for 30 seconds and then we're going to gently bring that down. So gently bring that back down now. Moving over to the left hand side, gently straightening that knee again. Stretching our glutes now, bring your right leg over towards your left shoulder, right hand at the back of the knee and left hand at the ankle, pulling your shin bone over towards the left shoulder. Holding that stretch, feeling that pull across your buttock muscle. Slowly release that stretch now, return that leg back to neutral, swap over to the other leg. So bring your left leg over towards your right shoulder, left hand at the back of your knee and right hand at the ankle. For this next exercise, we're going to need to stand behind the back of a chair. So grab that chair again, position it in front of you with your fingertips overhanging the edge for a bit of balance and support. Taking our right foot back, keeping the knee straight, leaning forwards, pushing that weight onto the front of the left foot. Hold that stretch and feel it down the back of your calf muscle, keeping both feet nice and straight, pointing forwards, keeping our bodies generally upright. Going to reset to standing now, take the left foot back, again same technique, keeping the feet straight, pointing forwards towards 12 o'clock. Running those hands down the side of our legs with a slight hold at the bottom, getting some side flexion stretches back into our backs, down to our left side, slight hold, come back into the middle, down that right side, pushing to discomfort but not into pain, repeating left and right. With our hands on our thighs, tuck the chin in towards the chest, roll through the spine, opening it up into flexion, running the hands down towards the feet, holding at the point of stretch, feeling that stretch all the way down the back of your leg. We're going to hold at that point into discomfort, remember, not into pain. Now we're going to return back to the start position in reverse, bringing the hands up the thighs, straightening the spine, extending through the neck. Going to start again, pull the chin into the chest, roll forwards through the spine and run the hand down towards the feet again. With your hands on the bottom of your rib cage pointing inwards, take some deep breaths in. We're going to hold 1, 2, 3 and breathe out, feeling those fingers move together. We're going to breathe back in. 1, 2, 3 and slowly let those fingers move back and releasing that breath. Breathe in one last time and return back into the middle. Congratulations and well done. You've completed today's reactivation class. Take a well-earned rest, drink plenty of water, and we look forward to seeing you again.